seems like a little thing. It's been I'm gonna have to slime this crap on there. My daughter's birthday today. This is March 24th, 2012. It is about sunrise. Very warm with very little wind. That's on the plus side. On the minus side, there's no moon overhead, and that's supposed to have something to do with fishing. Some guide told me that if you can see the moon, it's good fishing weather, or a good time to fish. I think a good time to fish is any time you are able. Man, that's a big bird. Big bird. Well, I wait for this guy to pass. Drop something. I think the guy's hat flew off. One fellow, I think, I didn't catch his name. He came over and asked about the kayak, how far I go out and stuff. He seemed a little surprised that I go all the way to Rattlesnake Bay and sometimes go out to Green Island. And I also met a fellow that came up and said something to the effect, hey, aren't you the guy in those YouTube videos? And wow, somebody actually watches those videos. So his name is Arturo. Seemed like a really nice guy, so he's gonna. This was the first time he'd come here to fish. So I explained that I go to Rattlesnake Bay and that at the end of the arroyo, or at the mouth of the arroyo, there's an island. And a lot of activity today. Anyway, there's an island right at the mouth of the arroyo, and if you head north, which is left, about 2 miles north is Green Island. And between Green Island and the Intercoastal is a gut, or a little channel over there where I've had good luck there in the past catching speckled trout. I've never caught redfish there. Speckled trout, yeah. And beyond Green Island, about 3 miles, 4 miles past Green Island, is a channel of islands running east and west. That was where Captain Dan and Randall and Andy and I went fishing one afternoon, and I didn't catch anything. I mean, I got a couple of bites, but they were catching redfish like crazy. I have a video of that showing the huge catch, or cachet. It was amazing. It was just amazing. So anyway, I hope Arturo and everybody here catches their limit. And it'd be nice if I caught a few fish, but we'll just have to see. It's kind of cloudy still. But I expect that'll clear up. Minutes, 20-30 minutes. I noticed that I'm going about 4 miles an hour, a little over 4 miles an hour, which tells me that there's probably an outgoing tide. If not that, then the tide is slack. I'm still bummed about wearing this short-sleeve shirt. Burnt today. Just wanted to mention, I have gone fishing for the past several months. I just haven't caught anything, and even though I took the camera along, I figured watching me almost catch a fish is kind of boring. So the last time I went was a couple weeks ago, and I almost caught a fish. And I filmed myself failing to catch a fish. And I just, it's still on the camera. I'm just, But this I will obviously post to YouTube. There seem to be quite a few water birds out and about, which is supposed to be a good sign. Captain Dan Morgan said once that if on the way to fishing you see some cows or deer or some animals grazing, that's probably a good sign, because animals tend to eat at the same times, which makes sense, I guess. So as I'm going out, I'm looking for any evidence of animals eating. Other than the birds, I don't see anything. One other thing. Last night I dreamed about an alligator. Now, I don't put a lot of stock in dreams, but there are alligators out here in the Laguna Atascosa. There's a lake back in there somewhere, and I've had fishermen friends tell me that they've seen alligators out here in the Laguna Madre. And I remember, oh God, it's been 1-2 years. It's been a long time. I was fishing out north of this island that's at the very tip, or at the very end of the mouth of the Arroyo. I was fishing north of that, and there were very few boats around other than me, and the sky was just a brilliant blue. There was not a cloud in the sky, and it was that kind of a day where the water and the sky seemed to meld together, and it was kind of hard to see where the division was between water and sky. It was that kind of a day, and I was in fairly shallow water. It was only about 1.5 feet, 2 feet deep. And ahead of me I saw a swirl of water. I mean, just a huge swirl of water. And then I saw it pass in front of me. It was just under the surface. And it was big, whatever it was. And I could see, and it didn't have a dorsal fin. So it couldn't have been a dolphin. I think it may have been an alligator. But, I don't really have any way of knowing. I mean, if it was a dolphin, I mean, it was very shallow water, so I think it may have been an alligator. So I've had my close encounters. It's real misty, or, well, not real misty, but kind of foggy. I know I've mentioned this in other videos, but if you're considering fishing from a kayak and you haven't bought a kayak yet, you should consider getting a Hobie kayak. I fish from several different kayaks, and this is by far the most versatile, the best built, most dependable kayak I've owned thus far. And I really don't think there's a better kayak on the market. It's pricey. Check it out. You'll probably spend $2,500 to get a fully outfitted Hobie Revolution or their Angler Pro, which is more like a John boat than a kayak. But if you fish a lot, you have an opportunity to get on the water a lot, and you don't have one of those boats that gets you where you want to go. You have to get your kayak to your fishing spot under your own power. There's not a better kayak on the market. And no, Hobie doesn't pay me to say this. It's just the truth. I've had this kayak for several years now. And the only thing I've had to replace was a cable. on the Mirage Drive. It's that cable that goes around that little pulley in the front there. And that was given me by UB Captain, a place on the island, Padre Island. It's the only Hopi dealer in the valley as far as I know. They don't just sell Hopi kayaks, they sell all kinds of stuff. But really nice guy out there, he gave me a cable. Other than that, I mean, everything works after all this time, and I've taken this kayak out many times over the years. So I'm really happy with it. As far as landmarks go, that ridge there is a major landmark for me. It ends right down here at the water. Extends all the way back that way. I guess that's running southwest. Anyway, this is a major landmark for me. It tells me that I'm about a third of the way there. And the next major landmark for me, and see that little bit of land that's sticking out in the water there. That's the next major landmark for me. More later. I just thought of something else that might be useful. I'm thinking, well, if you're watching this, you're probably wondering not just where I'm fishing or what my fishing platform is or why I care. You're probably wondering, well, okay, what are you fishing with? Out here for the longest time I was fishing with live bait. It'd be live shrimp and mullet for the longest time. Then I went fishing with Randall and Captain Dan. Randall's a very good friend of mine. And Dan is his cousin. And they use topwaters almost exclusively. And I had bought a few, but I never really used them. More for taking up space in the tackle box, you know. And anyway, they had great success, and when I went fishing with them, I saw with my own eyes the success that they were having. So I bought some, and wow, amazing! I actually started catching fish. And the neat thing about topwaters, especially the skitterwalks. But I like the 4-inch size, the bigger skitterwalks. Man, there's a lot of boats out here today. Anyway, the colors that I've had success with range from a bright yellow through chartreuse, and kind of a golden color. And that's what I'm going to use today. I did bring some gulps, 4-inch new penny shrimp, but the past few times I've brought the gulps out here, I haven't used them. The last time I came out here, I didn't use them at all. Well, last time I wasn't really into it. I don't know why. I'm a little more into it today, I guess, because I had a better night's sleep. Okay, here's another landscape feature that's very, very familiar to me. It's kind of a 50 feet of beach area, sort of. And a ridge just beyond that. go up and down the arroyo. Those are landmarks, those are features. Well, anyway, if you are going to come fishing out here sometime, there are bait stands on the way to the park, Adolph Tomei County Park, and the bait is like $10 for a quart, I think. It's been a long time since I bought live bait, but that's a good guess. A lot of fishermen also bring nets, casting nets, and there are some channels that go into the Laguna Atascosa area here. We're coming up on one here in a little bit. And they catch mullet and use mullet for bait. With the boat. Feature. Now I'm getting very close to the mouth. There's this berm on the north side of the arroyo. It's starts right about over there and gets more and more distinct the further east you go. The arroyo runs due east-west. At least the section that we're on now. And this is weird saying we. I'm assuming that someone's watching this. Anyway, this berm runs all the way to the edge of the arroyo. That's how I know I'm getting fairly close. And I'm witnessing something that actually got me into kayaking in the first place. Because I was kayaking for years before I started fishing from a kayak. And I really doubt this is going to come out in the video, but okay, the sun is up there somewhere, and there are these rays that extend down to the Earth's surface. It's just beautiful. And that's another reason why I come out here. There's something really beautiful about this area. To me, anyway. It's very tranquil, well, when there's not a boat zipping by. And when I get out here in the Laguna Madre proper, the boats spread out. And it's not nearly as busy. Sure as hell is busy now. And that just goes to show you, it's all about priorities, right? Gas is $4 a gallon now. And boat motors are not very fuel efficient at all. And I doubt that all of these guys are well-to-do, wealthy, whatever. There's something about being out here on the water that makes it worth it, makes it worthwhile. I agree. It's worth it. Just, for me, the effort invested in getting out here makes it worth even more. And catching fish is just icing on the cake. Getting a bite is icing on the cake. And a lot of times I come out here and don't catch anything. I'm going to keep coming out here for as long as I possibly can. And it's going to be a sad, sad day when I have to sell this kayak. It's a very sad day. But who knows, you know, maybe as a result of my coming out here and exerting this effort to fish, maybe it'll help me live longer. That is, unless an alligator eats me. I just gotta say, you know, most of the boaters that pass me on any given day are very, very nice people. They really are. And I think it's an indication of their love of the water and being outdoors, and, you know, I think that's just the kind of people we are. It's like an acknowledgement. Look where we are. Isn't this terrific? I think that's why sportsmen are the best conservationists, because we're the ones that want to keep it like this. We're the ones that have a vested interest in keeping it as pristine as possible. I mean, that must be the 10th, 15th boat that's gone by where the people have waved. Every so often, once in a great while, somebody will cut me off. But that's a very, very rare occurrence. That, you know, so as to be insignificant. All right, another feature. So you can see these pilings in the water. Years ago, there used to be a little shed on a pier. And when I had another kayak, when I first started kayaking down here, I would stop there, drag the kayak onto the pier, and rest. Because back at that time, I didn't have garage drive, and I had to paddle my ass out here. So getting this far back then was a big accomplishment. But I don't know what happened. It just maybe a storm came along and blew it down, or somebody came around and disassembled it, or I don't know what, but that's all that's left. And the sea reclaims its own, something to that effect. Well, that is a major landmark for me, because just up ahead is a channel. I forget the name of it. But anyway, it goes quite a ways into the Laguna Atascosa. And at the end of the channel is a duck blind. And you're not supposed to mess with the duck blind. There's a sign there. Private property, no trespassing, etc., etc. But in this channel, right over here, I am told there are redfish. Now, I fished in there several times. One time I got my thumb hooked, and there was a little bit of a crisis, and I had to cut the hook out of my thumb. Anyway, I haven't had any luck in there, but not to say that there's no redfish in there, it's just I haven't had any luck there. And with the optics of this camera, it's hard to see, but it is right there. Right there. Another good sign, the wind is picking up just a little bit. It's about 5 miles an hour now, 7 miles an hour. But that's good. It's not gusting, it's constant. So that means that on the way back, see, I'll be able to sail. So that makes me happy. I won't have to exert any energy coming back. Okay, here's that channel. Man, this camera. But if you're up for it, you might go in there. It is about 3 feet deep in the center of the channel, but it gets really shallow as it opens up about 100 yards in. It opens up, and it's like a saucer in there. It's really shallow, so you have to watch it. But as long as you stay in this channel here and fish along the shore. Now, I have seen and heard redfish chasing crab. And what they do is they kind of herd. Oh, look, there's somebody coming out of there. Well, I'll be darned. May have gone back in there to get bait. Anyway, I've seen redfish herd crab in that channel there. And I've tried to catch them, but they were more interested in the crab than whatever I was offering. And it's a weird sucking sound, like that. And I've actually heard them munch the crab too. It's kind of cool. Okay, I'm finally coming up to the mouth. You see that the berm ends right over there. And I don't know if you can make it out, but there's an island right at the other end of the intercoastal, which is right out there. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I've had some success in the past. What I'm going to do as I slowly make my way south, I'm going to follow the contour of the shoreline, stay in about 2 to 3 feet of water, because I can pedal in about 1.5 feet of water without the fins scraping bottom. Incidentally, the fins on this Mirage Drive, the fins that came with the Mirage Drive, were about 4 inches shorter than the turbo fins that I purchased and installed. These turbo fins supposedly propel you in the water a little faster, and they're better for sailing. Because another added bonus of having the Mirage Drive is that it acts as sort of a dagger board. If you have them in this position, the fins are vertical, like this, under the boat. So when you're sailing, it does help to track the boat, you know, to keep the boat, especially if you're sailing into the wind, which I think is a reach, or I forget the nautical lingo, but if you're trying to sail not just with the wind, but kind of almost against the wind, I think that's called a reach. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, another thing. You might wonder why I would need a depth finder if I'm in a kayak. Well, it's for that reason that I just stated. You know, I can only get in about 1.5 feet of water before the fins start dragging bottom. And I need to be aware of how deep water I'm in so that that doesn't happen. Because if I'm going along at a good enough clip and I suddenly come in water that's too shallow, I can damage the fins. Because the fin's just made of rubber, and there's a stainless steel rod that the fin attaches to. And if you bend that rod, you know, you're not going to break it, but you'll bend it. And then it just doesn't work like it should. Okay, I think this is a good enough spot. I'm going to start fishing now. method works. Only 12 inches, so I let him go. But and maybe the next one will be a little bigger. See that yellow skitterwalk? Yeah, he's too small. And he's dangerous. He goes back. Well, that's 2 so far. And the day's just begun. Okay. I'm very pleased that I got a couple of bites. You know, I got a quality. Nice if they were legal size, but I just cast out. Did it go out behind the boat there a little bit? Pedal stroke, coast a little bit, jerk on it. That's all I'm doing. Hopefully I'll get something between 15 and 18 inches long, 15, 20 inches long. That'd be nice. Not quite big enough. bigger maybe. He's a little bigger. Very pretty fish. Alright, there you go. How many is that? 4? Okay, I'm just slowly pedaling along here. Every time I give it a twitch. Oh. Hey, this feels this might be a keeper. It's hot. Over here to the boat. This guy's a keeper if I can get him in the boat. Whoa, look at that. Well, let's see if I can battery is running out on the camera, so I don't think I'm going to be able to capture any more video. Maybe. Oh yes. This is a good fish. I think this is a redfish. Fighting. Oh yeah, I can see him. There we go. That is a nice fish. Oh. Nice big old redfish. I'm kind of tired. I need to get back. It's gonna be 4 or 5 o'clock by the time I get back. I gotta clean everything, clean the fish,